So Rochdale then the next challenge. What do the scouting reports tell you about them at the moment?
Yeah, it's going to be a challenging game. Keith, you know what Keith's going to be like. He'll come up with some interesting comments, no doubt. They've done a great job, Rochdale. Fantastic when you look at it. We're going to go to Scotland, been there many times before. It's always going to be a tricky game. We'll be expected to win the game because of the stature of our football club. But we know it's not going to be like that. The pitch is going to be interesting. We've seen that. It's just coming out of the back of the winter pitches. So that's the way it's going to be. They're going to be competitive. They've got nothing to lose in the game. That's the way they're going to go and view it. Keith will change his formations round. He's done that on a regular basis. And ultimately, we've got to find a way to go and win a game of football, as they will endeavour to do as well. I've been pleased with the training this week on the training ground. We changed the week round. We did a press day on a Friday.
Yeah.
So you change one or two things, right? We changed the shape last week. We changed the working day, the working days this week. We've been doing morning and afternoon sessions. We need that stimulus a little bit, to change it all around. I think that's good to go and do. And again, sometimes you've got players who have maybe not figured so far. For example, when we talk about Flo, he came on the other day. I give everyone a big lift because he's been working extremely hard. So you just try and change it all around a little bit. I think that stimulus, it works. You want to change that Groundhog Day a little bit, that Groundhog feeling. And so I've enjoyed this week's training. I enjoy every week's training, though. I must admit. You measured on Saturday, but the lads have been good. There's a spirit about the camp. And as I said, we're looking forward to the game. We know it's going to be a challenging one for both teams, but we're looking forward to it.
One of the other talking points from the match last week was the three centre halves and the switch there. Is that something you're going to persevere with tomorrow?
Well, obviously that was a change. The previous games we've gone with a one up and a one off, so we've got 3 or 4 different formations that we can go to now. But ultimately, it's about, you talk about formations, that can change throughout the course of a game. Somebody stands in one position, and all of a sudden you can say at that one moment in time it's a total different formation. So what we've got is a desire to go and find a way to win a game of football. And we want to strive on to do really well at Sheffield United. Everyone's working very, very hard behind the scenes to make that happen. And likewise, the proof of the pudding is going to be on the pitch. I know that. But everyone's got a desire to do well for this football club. Well, we've already been planning pre-season. So listen, you know what football's like. You've got to believe I've got a 3-year contract. You've got to believe or look beyond that as well. You just got to work very, very hard in the roles that you have. And obviously, we already talked about pre-season, talked about targets for next season. It depends what division we're going to be in, but there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and that's what you've got to go and do. And that's the process that we have. We're doing everything we can. We want to get promoted this season. That's the objective. But likewise, we need to keep building. There's got to be a pathway for the youngsters to come through. I've just alluded to Ben Whiteman, for example. He's stepped up now. He's part of the first team group, which is good. So you want to make sure that that's right. Likewise, targets for next season. Lee Turnbull does a great job here. He works extremely hard with the recruitment side of it. If there's players out there we've seen, we do a lot of reports on everybody, and that takes a period of time to build up. Because as I've always said, if we're going to bring somebody in, we want to make sure it's the right person who can be here for a good period of time to make a difference.
Any update from the club on Baxter's situation?
No comment.
Right. Do you see any light at the end of that tunnel?
The club put statements out last week, and obviously we'll adhere to that.
As the team's manager, do you want a swift resolution to it so it either goes away, gets resolved, there is a decision?
You can see the statement that was put out, there's a process in place, and that will run its course.